you worked with Errol, right? A bunch of times?
5 years.
5 years. So how many fights did you do it with Errol total?
Uh, 11 total actual, and then we trained for the Pacquiao fight, but it's I had messed up,
Right.
so trained him 12 fights, but we had 11 fights, and he had 11 stoppages when we were training.
So you weren't involved in this Crawford fight?
Nah, nah.
Is there, if you could talk about it, I don't know, but is there a reason why?
I have no idea. Nah, I can talk about it. Yeah, he went with another group of guys. He went with another trainer for this fight. Yeah, I trained him for, if you go to BoxRec, right? If you pull up BoxRec, if you look at Ronald Cruz, he went 10 rounds. After that fight, I trained him from that fight all the way to the Ocampo fight. And then he did Mikey Garcia. If you go on it's a YouTube video where he talks about, I actually posted it on my YouTube video, on my YouTube page, where he's talked about, he had just got off track, really. And he did the Mikey, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. And then he brought me back for the Ugas. I mean, not Ugas. He brought me back for Manny Pacquiao. Then his eye messed up. Then he did Ugas with somebody else, and then he did Crawford with somebody else.
So, okay, so then you
and the world is like, all the real true Errol Spence fans and the world want to know, like, why he didn't use me. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't.
So you never had a conversation with him since then about this?
Nah, it ain't nothing to talk about. We still friends and we cool. It's just he decided not to train with me for that fight. I'm not finna beg somebody to train with me when you train with me for 11 fights and you stop everybody that you train with me. You know what I'm saying? So, he a grown man. He make whatever decision he make, but I don't feel no type of way. Because it's business at the end of the day. A lot of people, it's kind of like, right, if me and you have a business and me and you are best friends and we're working together, and I'm going to make a business decision that's the best thing for the business, right?
Right.
So if I say, hey, Mark, your name Marco, right? Marco?
Yeah.
Marco, hey, I'm going to fire you, but this is what I'm about to do. You might say, hey, if this was the best thing that benefits the business, hey, go ahead and make that decision. But right. I relate it to you, and then and on my end, if I make that decision, if you're my so-called friend, I'm going to make sure you still eat with me. I'm not just going to push you out the picture, but a lot of people, when you make decisions that's best for the business, they get in their feelings and they take it personal. So with Errol making his business decision for himself, I don't take it personal. He's still my brother. Like, he stay down the street from me. So if he call me, I'm going to go chill with him and hang with him. Like, it's no issue. We supposed to be going to shoot and stuff like that. So it ain't no issue with me. I'm a grown man. I don't get in my feelings because somebody make a decision for themselves. Like, I don't understand.
So you didn't think, like, since you guys were friends, that you even, like, you didn't feel like you needed to at least hear it from him, like, oh, this is why, blah, blah, blah. It didn't matter to you.
Well, it's his decision at the end of the day, so there is no explanation need to be needed, in my opinion.
Okay.
I feel like people always feel like there needs to be an explanation, but in my opinion, I don't. If my granddaddy raised me, so I'm built different. He was born in 1932. When somebody make a decision, if that's the decision that they wanted to make, I'm not gonna feel no type of way because that's the decision that they wanted to make. Right. Now, if you want to talk about track record, working with me, the performances that he had working with me, that's, all the fans love those performances. And even he said, if you go look at some of the past interviews he did when he talks about me, well, matter of fact, when he talked about me for the Manny fight, just go listen to what he said, you know what I'm saying, about working with me and how strong I get him and how, I benefit him in reference to in the ring. So that's what,
Okay. So when you're watching the Crawford fight, do you think that a lot of what happened had to do with his conditioning, or what do you think went wrong?
Look, a lot of things. I think it just wasn't the conditioning. I think it was a lot of other things. You know what I mean? I feel like everything that could have went wrong in this camp did go wrong, in my opinion. I wasn't there, but I'm connected to him, and I know what's really going on. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna talk about it, but I know what's really going on.
Okay. So there's some shit going on. Okay.
That's the condition alone, but in my opinion, opinion, he wasn't conditioned to the level that I could have got him.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely something going on. You know, we saw a very different fighter. Now, not to discredit Bud, because Bud
Yeah,
was off the hook.
it's not even about that.
Right, exactly. Okay. Well, so now, are there any other fighters that you're working with right now?
Yeah, one of my little brothers, he actually watching right now. His name Lex 100. His name Alex Holland. He's watching right now.
Okay.
His name Lex 100. He might comment. Lex, if you're watching, comment, my boy. I think I seen him watching, but yeah, right now, Lex. I got one of my little buddies. He's 15 years old. He's not a pro yet. Tyson McGriff.
Okay.
And other little young men I'm working with. I know me and Bill Haney trying to work something out. So I hollered Bill Haney because he want me to train Devin. I'm working with Devin or whatever. So we still got to try to work that out. I had what's that guy? His people reached out to me. What's the guy?
Which guy?
The guy that fought. God, yeah, I can't even. What's the guy that fought what's the guy that fight from over England and fight 140?
Josh Taylor?
People reached out
Josh
to me.
Taylor.
No, yeah, but I'm talking about Jack Catterall. His people,
Oh.
Jack Catterall people reached out to me. Me and Bill, I'm going to see if I can holler at Bill this week and try to see where we're going to work something out. You know, so,
Okay.
right at the moment.
Random question, but the name Blueray, how'd you get that name?
I got it from people saying my body is high definition.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I got it from one of my buddies, man. My boy Sticks gave me that nickname, man.
That's a dope name.
I had my shirt off one day and he was like, man, your body is defined, like high definition. You know what I'm saying? So he's like a Blueray player. So that's where I got Blueray.
I feel like it helps you because like I've heard your name mentioned and the only reason why it really sticks out is because like Blueray, that's a very different name. You know what I mean? It sticks.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm 42 years old, man.
You're 42?
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably in shape in half the NFL, half the NBA, and every boxer.
Yeah, you don't look 42. I mean, I'm 46, but I probably look 46. You don't look 42.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. So, and that's one thing, you know, a lot of these fighters, they only work out when it's camp time, man. You're supposed to be training 365. If I can train 365 days out the year, and I'm 42 years old, there's no way possible these young fighters can't train year round. Just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, so do you enjoy working with fighters the most out of all the kind of athletes you work with?
Hell no.
Why not?
Bro, I'm almost, to be real with you, bro, I'm almost done with boxers, bro. Nah, bro.
Why?
You know what I mean? Boxers, man, bro. I don't understand them, bro. I don't understand them,
Was
bro.
it difficult or what? What's the problem?
Just don't understand, my brother.
Okay.
I really lately I've been focusing on soccer. You know, Kylian Mbappe got offered that $1 billion. I just need 1%. Yeah, man. I'm always trying boxers because like I said I got Tyson McGriff right now. I got Alex Holland, and then I got a 12-year-old that I'm working with. So I got some more that's gonna come through the pipeline. But you know, if I get me a young phenom, you know, because I'm only gonna train a certain level because I'm not gonna go from Errol Spence and come back down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. So you know, like I said, my nephew, I train him. He's in the NBA now, and then I got I got a wide receiver that I'm finna start working with. That's a dog that's gonna get drafted in the NFL. So I got all sports, bro. I got professional soccer players. I deal with them all. I just don't deal with boxing. I deal with every sport.
Right. Okay. Well, so if you could sum it up, because I know there's a lot that goes into this, but with fighters, what does it look like, you know, when you train them? Like a week? How many days a week do you work with them when you're working with the fighters?
I only need like 2 or 3 days a week. That's all I need. 2 minimum, but you know what I mean? Because we do a lot of output, and so your body with sparring and still having to do your roll work, still having to hit the mitts, it's a lot that goes into it. So the main thing is a lot of you boxers don't understand how to deal with inflammation in the body. So your nutrition has to be on point to be able to recover properly. A lot of people don't understand that steroids, most of them, a lot of them, they just help you train harder because it helps you, what's the word I'm freaking looking for? But it just helps your recovery time. That's what I'm looking for. It helps your recovery time. So that's why you be able to put so much output, because you're recovering so fast and so rapidly. So your nutrition got to be on point as a fighter and as a professional athlete in general, to make sure that you deal with the inflammation, the lactic acid, and make sure your body is getting a recovery from not just resting, which is very vital, but also from the nutritional standpoint.
So do you deal with nutrition as well?
I do it all.
Really?
One stop, I do it all. But when it comes to, because I deal with everyday people too, you know what I mean? But when it comes to the dieting down for the fight, no, I have one of my homeboys. I have a personal nutritionist that I deal with. His name Hard Body J Timo. So I got my own personal nutritionist that I deal with and that I like to recommend and send people to, because he know what he's doing. And a lot of these nutritionists, when they dealing with these fighters, you know, they're depleting the water and, you know, calorie restriction. You should be able to eat 3 meals a day and still drink water and make weight. And if you can't do that, you're not doing it the right way. Period.
Right, right. So do you believe, because I was a fighter before, I've always believed that cutting weight is not a good thing, and I know it's very normal, but do you believe that cutting weight generally, inherently, is just not a good practice, and it depletes the body no matter how well you do it?
You should diet down, you should be dieting down. It's all about macros. If you know anything about nutrition, it's all about putting the proper macros in your body, not blowing up when you don't have a fight. And if you consistently stay in the gym and you diet down to the weight, you don't have to dehydrate yourself. You don't have to stop drinking water. And you'll be just as strong, and you can still make weight. But it's all about the numbers. Proper amount of fats, proper amount of protein, proper amount of carbs for your BMI. It's that simple. It's not hard. You know what I'm saying? This thing is easy as hell.
Right. I guess so the only detrimental way to do it is if you're just dropping water weight and doing it quickly.
Exactly.
Right. Because people know, I know you know this, but people watching, that's what surrounds your brain, between your skull and your brain.
Your brain is 70% water. So why would you not be drinking water, making weight, and deplete yourself? That is insane.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. And that's what causes a lot of brain injuries.
Exactly, my brother. Exactly.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, I never cut weight, and maybe I should have, because the thing with boxing is, like, you know this, if you don't cut weight, you're at a disadvantage, because everybody's 10 or 15 pounds heavier naturally.
True.
So you don't do that, then you're at a disadvantage. So that's why everybody does it. But
no, I get it. But you can still diet down to that weight, though.
Mm-hmm.
You can still diet down to that weight. Easy.
Well, how do you know, like for example, with Errol, everybody says, oh, he walks around at 180. And, you know, how do you know whose body should be?
I would say mostly like 170 something.
170. But still,
yeah.
Dropping, what is that, 30 pounds?
Yeah.
That's a lot, no?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like, what, you know, the Bud or anybody else, but I know that Errol is one of the, on the heavier side in terms of the amount of weight that he drops.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, what are you going to do? So again, sum it up, because I know there's a lot that goes into it, but what do you do in those 3 days a week? Like, what does the day look like? What do you work with the fighter?
No, I just do strength and conditioning.
Right,
so
but like, what does that entail?
When you work with me, it's just mainly calisthenics.
Okay.
Calisthenic workouts, just conditioning your body to get stronger and stronger and stronger. So my recipe is not complicated. It's ABC. It's primarily, you know, basically the same thing, you know, and we're just building on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So it's like just kind of different exercises and things that you put together.
Yeah, things that I put together, and we'll start at a base, and we'll move based on a progression of that base. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell people all the time, if you're going to the gym every week and you're doing different stuff all the time, how can you see your progress.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense.
So if I'm doing a different workout routine every time I step in the gym or every time I'm doing strength and conditioning, tell me where my progress is.
Right. You need to do the same thing so you can gauge.
Exactly.
Right.
And once you reach your goal and you see another weakness in another area, then you build on top of that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then move to something different. So I'm really I'm giving you some game without saying too much.
No, I get it. Yeah. No, I mean that's, how important is strength and conditioning to a boxer, do you think?
Is outside of technique and game plan, I feel like, think about this, right? You remember Kimbo Slice?
Yeah.
Kimbo Slice, God bless his soul. He was knocking everybody out.
Right.
Pure strength, right? But what happened when he stepped in the ring in the octagon, MMA, when people that was conditioned and they had strength? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, he had strength, but he had a conditioning. But what about when you step in the ring with somebody that's conditioned and they have strength? You see him, he started getting beat. So, you can have all the technique in the world and have somebody that has a puncher's chance and they take you out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. And in boxing, conditioning is the one of the most important things. How much do you work, not how much, but do you work on the mental at all? Because sometimes, some of it's mental in terms of just push through, or do
Well,
you not think?
you have to be mentally strong. Because I think about this, right? When me and Earl, when we would train, our warm up was 700 push-ups.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
so you got to think about the mentality you have to be able to do 700 push-ups.
Damn, like one shot, or he does it in sets, I hope.
No, of course we do it in sets. We do it, but we time ourselves. The goal is always to be able to do it in less than 30 minutes.
And then there's more workout after that.
Yeah, that's the warm-up. Yeah.
Jeez.
Then we warm up with that, and then we start working out.
So that makes sense. So you do that enough times, 700 it ends up being, your arms aren't that dead, your arms are still good, and you can keep going after you do it enough.
Not 700 straight. Somebody said 700 straight. No, once you condition the body to be able to handle that type of workload, everything else is easy. It's a matter of conditioning. People don't understand. It's just a matter. You have to condition the body. It's just like somebody that ride 26 miles, swim 12 miles, run 26 miles, and they're doing what's called decathlon or whatever. You condition your body to handle that workload. You understand the goal. You understand the type of output that you need. So you do whatever training regimens that you have to condition your body to be able to complete the task. It's that simple. So in any sport, it's the same process.
Right. Oh, that's true, man. I mean, wow. That's a lot of push-ups. Holy shit. So I could just imagine what the routine is like. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna tell that. And listen, people been wanting that routine forever. And we do the same routine. We don't change it. Like, why I'm gonna change? It's like when you lay the foundation of a house, right? When you lay in a brick, it's the same thing. When you tie your shoe, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? So of course, now I did tell him. Now, when we did the Pacquiao fight, when I was training him for that, my goal was to take it up to 800. And I said, if I ever train him for Keith Thurman, we're gonna take it to 1,000 because I want him to knock him out, not stop, knock him out. You know what I'm saying? So
Why Keith? Why specifically Keith?
Because he's always running him out.
Yeah,
and not only that, Earl could have been undisputed a long time ago. But remember, when Earl got his first title, who was stalling him out?
Keith.
Before he had the record and everything.
Yeah.
Earl could have been disputed a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And I believe Keith Thurman played a part.
Well, what do you think Errol should do? I know it's not up to you, but if it was up to you, what do you think he should do next? Should he rest? Should he get right back in there? Rematch? What do you think?
This is what I said. I'm standing on what I'm saying.
Okay.
If Earl would, first of all, get checked neurologically, make sure there's nothing wrong. And if there's absolutely nothing wrong, call Crawford. Say, hey, listen, we still set. Can we renegotiate the contract that's already signed. Can we guarantee me a fight since I gave you an opportunity and you acknowledge that I gave you an opportunity? Let me go get a touch-up with Keith Thurman and let's run it back. That's how I feel. That's my personal opinion.
And you will be working with him for both of those.
If that's what he wants. It's all up to that man. It's not up to me, my brother.
Yeah. Well,
I work every day. This is what I do. So
right.
Whether Earl call me or not, I'm still,
right.
At the end of the day, I'm still rocking with him. Listen, he didn't train me for the Ugas fight. He didn't train me for the Bud fight, and I still betted on him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had to sell quite a few people.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Hey, and listen, man, I was gonna put way more money than that, but you know what I'm saying? I thank God I did. You know
yeah.
Man.
No, I mean it was surprising.
Man.
Yeah. No, it was surprising. Even people who were going for Bud, in the fashion that it happened, it was surprising.
Yeah, that was something right, bro. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, and I know the few things that I know, but Earl, I know him. He's a prideful man.
What you know, and I know you can't talk about it, but it is because before his eyes people said he looked almost high. Do you know what that was?
For the play with that narrative at all.
I don't think he was high. I'm just saying he looked a little like zoned out.
No, his eyes was red, but we don't know what it was from.
Okay, yeah, I don't know either.
The world,
but he looked
we're not gonna sit here and deny it, but to say he was high, that's reaching. That man. One thing about him, I know, you know what I'm saying. People might have criticized him for the things that they know, but he don't do no drugs. People going too far with that. The man don't even like taking aspirins and stuff like that. He don't pills. So the fact that people will say that is just ludicrous. Like we don't, like I say, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I'm not even finna sit up here and
yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, even if
he can give us the true and real answer.
Right. And
I wish he would talk about it, but you know what I mean? And to being honest is not giving an excuse. Like, I don't understand why people are taking honesty as making an excuse. If something happened, it happened.
Exactly. Well, that's probably why, because he thinks that because he brought up the whole weight thing, sort of saying, well, I agreed to the weight, which in a way hinted towards the weight being a problem, and people started saying, well, now you're making an excuse. So that's just how critical the boxing world is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, I mean, I don't think he was high, and I think even if he did smoke weed, he wouldn't smoke it right before the biggest fight of his career. That just doesn't make sense. But like you said, something was off, and yeah, I wish he would talk about it, but we don't. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Well, man, look, I appreciate you talking to me. It was real interesting, like getting a glimpse into the world of strength and conditioning and stuff. You're doing your thing, and let's talk again.
You said I'm doing my thing. I heard
yeah,
you say,
you're doing your thing. You're doing a great job. Your name is definitely out there. That.
I appreciate it, man. Listen, man, I do what I do, and I stay out the way, man. A lot of people never knew I was training Earl for those 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A guy by the name of a Black Fight Fan, I guess he did his investigating. He found out, and so then I just started talking about it, man. I don't have an issue with that.
Who was it that said your name?
No, Black Fight Fan.
Oh, that's the name. Okay.
Yeah, he did a video on YouTube, and it went crazy, and everybody started finding out who I was. Cause like I say, I don't I've been to. I was at the Danny Garcia fight. You know what I mean? I've been to some of the fights, but when I was training Earl, I never went to the fights. I never did the interviews, none of that. I did my job, and I stayed out the way.
Right, but in a way, it's good that your name was talked about because it could help build your career, help get you more more people to work with, and.
Yeah, I'm at a point now where I'm not being reserved. I'm at a point where I'm like, yo, listen, I know that when it comes to people getting stronger, I'm the best out here in the game, hands down. I don't care what sport it is. And not only that, you got to think about it. Like when I trained Earl, I worked out with him. So
you would do it with him.
I wasn't one of those coaches that, hey, do this, do that. I'm a firm believer. You cannot tell me what to do or ask me to do something that you cannot do yourself. So at the age of 42, that's why I stay in shape, because I'm not going to train a professional athlete and I tell them to perform something or do something that I can't do. So, and I got an 8-year-old and a 1-year-old. And so whatever, my oldest plays soccer. I'm gonna train my youngest to play baseball. So in my 50s, when I'm training them and they young teenagers, I'm still gonna be faster than them. I'm still gonna be stronger than them. Now my goal is to get them stronger and faster than me. And I know eventually Father Time gonna catch up. But it's gonna take a long time.
Yep. No, that's man, especially in our 40s, it's important to.
From now, they're gonna be like Blueray in his 60s, still working out, still training people. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, it's real important when you hit your 40s and 50s to be in good shape because it's longevity. It makes you live longer, healthier. You know all that, though,
Bro,
obviously.
working out is the family unit. But I don't understand how a man cannot work out. I don't get it now. You know, and so because I seen let me address a comment because somebody did say, do I work out? When I said 365, when I say year round, I'm just talking about having a lifestyle of working out. I'm not saying because you have to listen to your body. It's like you 46, I'm 42. It's gonna be some days I ain't feeling it. As hard as I work out, it's some days my body shut down on me. I got kids I got to deal with, you know, relationships, family. You know what I'm saying? So some days mentally, I'm not gonna be there. I'm not gonna sit up here and you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Running the 40-yard dash at age 42 with no training. I don't do no track running. I think I can still do. I can do about a 4.6.
I don't know what that means, but
If I get back to training, I can get down to a 4.4 for sure. I can get down to a 4.4 at my age.
yeah, I don't know the numbers, but I'm sure that's good.
They're asking how fast could I run a 4. Right now, I know I can do a 4.6 with no training.
Good. That's good. That's dope. All right. Well, man. Hey, look. Thanks again, and let's talk again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace.
All right, Marco.
All right, man.